Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's project is going to be a little different. I am going to be building a bunk bed set for my two daughters who are tired of sharing a bed. So I hopped online to see what kind of options were out there, and I found that I can build a better quality bunk bed for a lot cheaper. So I also got on YouTube to look for some inspiration and found a channel called Mr. Build It, who built a pretty cool bunk bed. So I decided to kind of base my build off of that, and I hope you enjoy this next content. To start the project off, I went to a big box store to get some construction lumber, and because I don't like all of the imperfections that construction lumber has, I decided to plane everything down, cut it down, and get rid of all the rounded edges, so that way I can get a really nice quality finish when everything is said and done. The main structure of this project is going to be 4x4s as the posts and 2x6s for the rails that are also going to hold all the slats. And I'm going to be making some custom pieces for the railings and for the footsteps, and you're going to see all of that process in just a few minutes. While I was ripping down all of this thicker material, I noticed that my table saw was struggling a little bit, and I also noticed that the blade was the original from when I bought it about 3 years ago. So after replacing the blade, I got to work and the blade was definitely the issue, and I didn't really have any other problems after that. To get a really smooth finish across the faces, I ran them through my planer, and I've always been told not to run material that has knots through a planer because it could ruin the blade, but I didn't have any issues working with this material. I just removed just a little bit at a time, taking my time so that I didn't try to remove too much and damage my tools. One of the tools that really came in handy for this project is this 5-inch orbital sander from Surfprep. This thing really does a good job at removing a lot of material, and I couldn't be happier to get my hands on one. And I also am using my palm router to round over some of the edges that I know my daughters are going to have a lot of contact with, so I don't want any of those rough, sharp 90-degree angles to cause any kind of injuries. So in this footage right here, you'll notice that I'm cutting down some plywood, and I am going to be building an under drawer system underneath the bunk bed. So I'm cutting all of my material up for that, but I'm also going to be cutting material for some cube shelves that I plan on building later on to hang on the wall. I included some of that footage in the video, but I didn't finish the build because I wasn't sure if people would be interested in seeing the rest of the transformation of the bedroom. So I'm kind of leaving that up to you guys to determine whether I include a part 2 of this video to showcase all of the other solutions that I had to make over this bedroom. So if you can, let me know if that's something you want to see or if it's something that you're not very interested in. For the entire frame of the bed, I really wanted to stain it all so that way I can get a wood with a painted look, like a two-tone look. But after staining the construction material, I noticed that I didn't really like the way that the wood was staining and how every piece of wood was a different tone. So I decided to prime everything and paint it white while adding some stained accents to it that you'll see later on in the video. For this project, I really thought that it wasn't going to take that much time, but I underestimated how much labor actually goes into building furniture like this. But I have to say it was mostly a lot of sanding, cleaning up the wood, and painting. It just gets a little overwhelming, and I'm not sure how often I will be doing builds, but I definitely did have a lot of fun during this project. What I'm doing in this clip is I took a piece of construction material, I cut it down, and then I wrapped it in some pre-sanded plywood that I bought from a big box store. I just really wanted a cohesive color when I go to stain, so all of the built-in ladder rails, the top rail, and the drawer face is going to be stained in the same color using the same plywood just so everything is cohesive. I've never built a drawer box before, and honestly, I was pretty intimidated because I wasn't really sure where to start, and I didn't want to waste a lot of material and time building something that wasn't going to work out. But I have to say, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, and as long as you plan for all of your future cuts and you just measure everything, twice before you decide to start cutting everything, it actually did work out. I'm using pocket holes and 2.5-inch pocket screws to hold everything together. Now, originally I was going to build this to the wall and screw everything to the wall and build it all the way up to my ceiling, but my ceiling is 9 feet tall, which would make for a really large bunk bed, and also I have a ceiling fan that would have gotten in the way, so I built it to about 72 inches tall. And these are the top of the posts, and I'm just giving them a little round over so that way I avoid all of the hard edges. For the paint, I decided to go with a white color, and I'm using Cabinet Coat's enamel acrylic paint. It is a cabinet grade paint that is very durable and doesn't require a top coat. And with 2 kids that are going to be climbing all over this thing, I really wanted the paint finish to be nice and durable. Because I've been restoring a lot of furniture, I haven't did a lot of painting lately, and I forget how messy paint can be, especially with the overspray. So if you are tackling a project like this, be sure to cover everything, and I mean everything because the overspray gets everywhere. Once I'm done wood filling all of the imperfections, I let that dry and move on to the side rails that will be supporting all of the slats. I'm pre-drilling all of the holes because I am trying to do as much of the dirty work down here as possible because the bedroom is located on the 3rd floor and I don't want to be doing a lot of dirty work in the room. So these are the panels that are going to make up the cube shelves for the wall, but I'm not going to be completing the build in this video, and I move on to the under drawer and clear coat that with about 3 coats because I'm going to be storing a lot of blankets and stuff in there, and I just don't want there to be wood splinters and stuff getting into clothes and stuffed animals. Now that I've finally finished cutting and painting everything, I'm moving my way up to the bedroom so I can disassemble the twin bed that was in the room previously so I can make room to start the build. And before I can even build, after disassembling the twin bed that was in here, I had to touch up the wall because kids can be dirty, and I wanted to make sure that I started with a fresh clean wall because once I put the bunk bed there, it is going to be really hard to move it and touch up the paint in the future, even though it is possible. One thing that I was debating for a while during this build was whether I wanted to notch the posts or cut the baseboards so that I can get the bunk bed flat up against the wall. And I decided to just notch out the bunk bed because it would be a lot easier than cutting my baseboards, because things do change, and if I ever did get rid of the bunk bed, then I got to replace the baseboard, and I really didn't want to do that. I really wasn't sure how much I trusted pocket screws to hold this thing entirely together, but after I put a couple of pieces and attached them, I noticed that the bond was actually really strong and I didn't really have any worries about it coming apart later. And I have at this point in time laid on the bed myself, and it is very, very sturdy. One of the things that brought me to the conclusion that I was going to go with a bunk bed setup rather than two separate beds is because the bedroom is a little on the smaller side, and I can't really fit two separate beds unless I build custom beds and custom mattresses. So that's one of the main reasons why I ended up building this bunk bed. So as you can see here, the notches worked out perfect, and because I didn't build it all the way up against the wall, I did have room for the sockets to still plug things in, because the original design of this bunk bed calls for those boards to be attached to the wall, but because of the heights that I wanted, it would have covered those plugs, and I am not in a position to be moving those. So in setting the diameter of the bed itself and the rails left me that little bit of space to keep those plugs functional. Now that the main structure is built, I move on to adding a filler panel on the outside so that way you can't see the drawer from the back side of the bunk bed. And I'm using a couple of pieces of boards so that way I have something to attach the drawer slides to. And what's cool about those is that I can move them in or out so that way I can get the perfect measurement and adjustments to mount this drawer. And I have to say, I'm really proud of myself because it did work out in the end, and I am now more confident to build drawers and other things like this. Now, because this drawer is over 6 feet long, I do get a little bit of a wobble when you open it, but because it's on some soft closing drawer slides, and me and my wife will be the only ones really having to go in there, it's not really going to pose any kind of issues in the future. Once I was done attaching the drawer face, I tested it out, and like I said, I couldn't be happier. I am going to be adding a couple of handles to it later on. I thought about different scenarios and different ideas that I could come up with as handles, but adding some little brass handles was the best idea that I can come up with that I was happy with. And now it's time to attach those side rails, and I'm just using a clamp to help hold it up because right now I don't have a second set of hands to hold it up for me. For the slats, I'm using a cheaper piece of material cut down to length, and I'm using about 14 strips with about 1.5 to 2 inch spacing in between each one. I was gonna go with a solid piece of plywood, but I didn't want to make this thing much heavier than it had to be, so slats were the perfect option. After I finished up installing all of the slats, I moved on to the side rails, and attaching these was a little challenging to make sure that they didn't shift around, but once I seen the color contrast between the stained wood and the white, I was really happy with the color. And for the ladder, this is going to have built-in rails because I wanted to save space and not have an external ladder, and also this is the exact design that Mr. Build It went with, so I decided to copy that and use that for myself. I added these brass grab handles to the sides of the built-in ladder so that way my daughter would have something to grab onto to get to the top bunk a lot easier. And also it does add a little bit of contrast between that and the white, and it also is going to match the handles that I'm going to attach later, so I thought that it was a really nice look. I decided to go with some top mounted handles because I didn't want to drill any holes in the face, and I kind of wanted to keep them out of the way. And I have to say I'm really happy with the color that they match the handrails. And then I move on to adding a power strip to the top bunk, so that way if my daughter wants to charge something, she has the ability to do that. And then I also add some LED lights to the underside of the bed and also to the top, because my older daughter that will be sleeping on the top insisted that she has LED lights on the top as well. Now that I've finished the final touches, I can take a step back and appreciate all of my hard work. I have to say I am really happy with the end results, and I'd like to thank Mr. Build It for the idea, and I hope that this is something that you all enjoyed watching me build. And if you like content like this and you want to see more in the future, just let me know in the comments, because I do have more projects around my house that I would really like to take care of. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.